This is a CBS News Special Report. I'm Norah O'Donnell in the nation's capital. Tonight, the eyes of the nation are on Georgia and its two runoffs that will decide which party controls the United States Senate. At this hour, CBS News characterizes both races as toss-ups. Democrat John Ossoff and Republican incumbent David Perdue running neck and neck, as are Democrat Raphael Warnock and Republican incumbent Kelly Loeffler. Republicans currently have a 50-48 edge in the Senate. The Democrats need to win both runoffs to make the breakdown in the Senate 50-50, and that would put Vice President-elect Kamala Harris as the tie-breaking vote, with enormous implications for the country and the Biden presidency. CBS News senior national correspondent Mark Strassmann is in Atlanta tonight. And Mark, what are you learning about the latest there in Georgia?
Nor with about 80% of the statewide votes in, both these runoffs are razor close, really right at 50-50. At last check, both Republican incumbents were slightly ahead, but there are still thousands of votes left to be counted. That includes the core four counties of Metro Atlanta, the four most populous counties in all of Georgia, which lean Democrat, and they could change everything. At the same time, there's a patchwork of smaller, rural, red counties that are also still counting votes. Bottom line, Nora, from Republican Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger, it'll probably be tomorrow before we know the winners.
All right, Mark Strassmann in Atlanta, thank you. Let's bring in CBS News chief congressional correspondent Nancy Cordes. She's on Capitol Hill tonight. And so, Nancy, explain all of this. What would control of the Senate mean for a Joe Biden presidency?
Well, Nora, it wouldn't guarantee that he would be able to pass everything on his agenda, but it would mean that he would at least get a vote on those bills. And because Democrats would control the Senate calendar, his nominees, both judicial and cabinet picks, would get confirmed more quickly. He'd even have more freedom over who he chooses, knowing that Republicans couldn't slow walk the nominations of individuals they didn't like. But keep in mind that if even one of those Senate Republicans in Georgia is victorious, Republicans are going to hang on to a very narrow majority in the Senate.
That's why there is so much at stake. Nancy Cordes, thank you. Our coverage of the Georgia runoff elections continues on our 24-hour streaming network, CBSN. And tomorrow, CBS News will bring you a special report when Congress meets to count the electoral votes in the presidential election. There will be more on your local news on this CBS station and tomorrow on CBS This Morning. This has been a CBS News Special Report. I'm Norah O'Donnell, CBS News, Washington.
For news 24 hours a day, go to CBSNews.com.